Today on Hollywood is Dead, we've got a guest who proves you don't need Hollywood to build an audience. Steve Bridges is a TikTok sensation with over 2 million followers, best known for his viral characters like Gamer Kid Dan Jr., and a personal favorite, Princess. He just made the leap from the phone screen to the big screen with his first film role in the Eric Mathis directed comedy horror INfernal. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Hell yeah, man. So first off, when we met in Las Vegas, I straight up told you that I thought the junior character was a real person. And do you get that a lot with your characters?
Yeah. People will say, "Oh, I saw a video of you talking normal," and now my mind's blown. Like thinking that
Yeah.
he's real. Some people wish he was real. I kind of wish he was real a little bit sometimes.
He seems like a cool guy. He seems
Yeah,
like a cool
yeah.
guy. He
Sure.
seems like every high schooler I went to school with.
Mhm.
For sure. I even saw somebody on one of your videos was saying they thought that the Gamer Kid was a real person.
Wow.
I was like, whoa, that's a I don't know.
Dang.
That's a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. Can you just give me a little bit of your comedic background, where you come from, and how you got started entertaining?
Sure. Just as a little kid watching Jim Carrey movies, being like, okay, well, there's something different about this guy in all these movies I'm watching. Like, just figuring out comedy and uh In Living Color, stuff like that, like
Hell yeah.
seeing the difference between, you know, the stuff we were watching at my house and why I liked comedy more. And I don't know, I just thought that'd be a really cool thing to do with your life.
Hell
And
yeah.
then SNL, back in the 90s, I was totally hooked. And
Yeah. Chris Farley was my favorite.
oh
He
yeah,
was
yeah,
amazing.
he was great.
That's
Yeah,
fun.
I went to his grave a few months ago. We were up in Wisconsin.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Damn.
It's like a really peaceful area too. It was cool.
Yeah. Man. Where at in Wisconsin?
It's in Madison.
It is. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, dude. Yeah, that's some good stuff. I grew up in a family, so I used to go to Tennessee and Memphis for we kind of switch holidays. That's where my dad's parents lived. And every year, man, I just remember, I mean, these are like core memories, but Three Stooges,
Oh, yeah.
man. And it's just on a tube TV. This is in the 90s. You and I are the
Mhm.
same age, so you get it. But
Okay.
it's just like something so I don't know, the memory of it's pretty romantic, but it's like, yeah, just sitting on my grandparents' couch, everything smelled like cigarettes, but just watching Three Stooges, man. Yeah.
That's
It was
awesome, yeah. I
so
love the
good.
Stooges.
And In Living Color, that one was transformative. That was like
Yeah.
Jim Carrey, I think at his finest.
Mhm. Oh, sure.
Being able to do, a show like that, it's just amazing. So good. So good. Who's your favorite SNL character or
SNL
actor? I would say.
Oh, I would say that's a really tough one.
I know there's so many good ones.
Yeah, dang. When I was a kid, it was like Tracy Morgan, Chris Kattan, of course Farley. I don't know. It's hard to say. Will Ferrell. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
That was a rude question to be like, who's your favorite of all these masters?
Right.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Yeah.
so good. So I did a little bit of digging on you, and
Mhm.
I read an interview that you did with Cat Coffee, and
Yeah.
you said that you honed your skills supporting your siblings through a challenging childhood.
Mhm.
Can you elaborate on that?
Oh yeah, our house was insane. Drugs, alcohol. We ended up in foster care for a little bit, and it was really tough and not a lot of stuff to, laugh about, but
Yeah.
finding those moments and making my siblings laugh during those weird times was really beneficial, I think, for me too.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little bit of an escape
Mhm.
from the horror. I know. I grew up in I would just say it was an unpleasant house
Okay.
for quite a few years, and same thing. It's like kind of developed a little bit of a funny bone because I saw that it took the attention away from my parents. Like it took their attention away from each other. And so, I'd come out and be Ace Ventura,
Okay.
and I would just, my brother and I would put on Christmas shows every year, and we'd write the show in like 15 minutes. Like if things were getting a little weird, be like, all right, dude, it's go time. We got to go write this show up real quick. And then I would tell my parents, be like, all right, in 30 minutes, you can come into the room and we're going to give you a full show. But I mean, do you think there is like a correlation between, like unpleasant childhoods and successful comedians or even entertainers as a whole? Like, is there some?
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't know, the stakes are pretty high back then, when you're in a situation like that.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, maybe it's kinda like I don't know, my mind's going to, like, Chaplin and stuff back when he, like, had to perform when he was a kid doing
Mm,
vaudeville and stuff. It's not quite like that, but it's kinda like you're young and you have to you gotta get some laughs here. Like,
yeah.
the stakes are pretty high, and
Yeah.
I don't know, and yeah, you hear a lot of comedians say they came from hard places, and
Yeah. Yeah.
it's helpful, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and it seems, like your character Junior seems to come from a rough place.
Sure, yeah, yeah.
Is he based on anybody? Like, are these characters based on anyone in real
Yeah,
life?
Junior's based on just a lot of dudes I grew up knowing. I was in a band in high school and hung out with stoners and stuff, and that
Yeah.
Junior guy's everywhere. Uh,
Yeah. The lip rings, all of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and Dirty Dan, that's my dad as close as I can get him. Like, he
Wow.
was like that.
Wow.
So,
With the mullet
yeah.
too?
He had, I can't get his hair right. He had, like, really long hair.
Yeah.
Not quite a mullet, but, he probably could have gone that way if he was drunk enough, I think.
Yeah. Oh man. That's so funny. Now you've been on TikTok for quite a few years. At what point, how long did it take for you to like really kind of catch your groove?
Oh, I was on there I started in 2019, and I think it took maybe, like, a year until I started posting my own stuff because back in the day on TikTok, it was like you do trends and stuff and
Mm,
try to you find those songs or sounds that are trending and stuff, but I wasn't really getting much luck with that, and as soon as I just was like, "You know what? I'm gonna buy a wig and just do my own stuff," that's when I went viral. That's when I got, like, hundreds of thousands of views, and I was like, "Oh, damn, okay, I know what
interesting.
TikTok wants now." Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like a bit of authenticity, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
They want that human factor.
Mhm.
I wonder if
Yeah.
it kind of does it protect against like AI, creators, like these AI replicas that are going to come in, but I think people are always craving that human aspect for a while
Mhm.
until we have full singularity. That's going to be
Right.
interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it seems like as a creative, the goal is always to be able to create and pay your bills. And, it's for all of us that took this path, and, but it kind of sometimes feels like a pipe dream still. How did you keep going? What did you do through those lows? I do this segment on the podcast where it's called Feeding the Beast, and the beast is like your obsession, your passion, and pursuing that passion. But in order to pursue it, you have to work other jobs to support your life.
Oh,
you know
sure.
what were some of those jobs that you were doing to support yourself through those algorithm videos that you were doing
Yeah.
before you hit?
Um, I worked at a hospital mostly. I spent, 10 plus years working as a hospital housekeeper, just seeing the worst, grossest, nastiest stuff of all time, blood, all the worse stuff than blood, and yeah, but I always knew one day it was gonna happen. I might blow up after I die, I always thought, kinda like, Van Gogh a little bit,
Yeah, yeah,
but it's like, worth it. I'm gonna keep doing it, and, no matter what, I would come home from work and just be like, "Okay, I have, like, a half an hour left of sunlight. I better put this camera up on the window and figure it out." Like, days
man.
like that all the time, kids going crazy, I'm still like, "I have to make a video. I have to do
Yeah,
something."
yeah. That's right. You have a family,
Yeah, mhm.
so even through that time.
Yep, yep, had to.
Wow, wow.
Always thinking about the next thing, and
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
it.
That's the key. I think there's a lot of people that think that they want what you're doing, but they have no clue the amount of work that goes into it,
Mhm.
and even that feeling of, you know, personally, so I have a film that we just completed all the posts. It's for sale, and hopefully we get a good distribution deal and everyone can see it. But and it's got, what 21-year-old me starting out pursuing would have dreamed of, and be like, you made it, dude, you made it, and you're a success. But it still feels like I don't even know what that feeling is like. Like, oh my God, I
Uh,
made it, and I just don't think a lot of people realize how much work goes into something. And then, once you hit that one mountain peak, it's almost like, once you hit the top, then you see that there's another one that's taller in the distance, and you have to get to that one. you know,
right, right.
it's this feeling of, making it or being a success maybe kind of is a trap. It's like, oh, that's the goal, but I don't know that it's necessarily attainable. That feeling of I've officially made it, unless I'm wrong. Have you felt like you've made it, or is there another mountain that's higher in the distance for you?
Yeah. I mean, in a way, yeah, I think I have made it. I've got really everything I want. I don't have to I get to make funny videos for a job. That's pretty
Hell
freaking
yeah.
cool. So I have to remind myself of that. But, oh, yeah, like, yeah, I should totally be on the cover of People magazine, like, why am I not on it?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
gotta figure that one out.
yeah. No,
Stuff
that's
like
rad.
that.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah, man.
it is.
So, you star as Mikey in the film Infernal,
Mhm.
and the reason that Infernal was put on my radar is because of Sky Elabar. He's a friend of mine, and who's in Infernal with you.
Love Sky.
Um, Sky's amazing. Like a dude, he's such a he's the epitome of. He's actually one of the people that really made me think, like, holy shit, like the amount of work that goes into pursuing, a creative life. Like, it's non-stop, and that dude never stops.
Right, I know.
Yeah. But how did you come to be a part of Infernal?
Eric Mathis, the writer director, hit me up and he was like, first he said he had some small role for me in some movie, which was I think it was Infernal. And it's stuff changed. Or maybe it wasn't Infernal. I don't know, but he offered me some small role in something. And I was like, yeah, sounds good. And then later he hit me up saying that he wanted me to audition for Mikey in Infernal. 'Cause he was a fan of my stuff. I guess his whole family was, or his kid, at least, him and his kid were fans of my stuff. Um, but anyway, I auditioned and everything worked out, but then I almost couldn't do the movie because it was filming on my wife's birthday.
Shit.
And then, yeah, my wife was like, "Just do it. Just go do it." So, and I
Oh,
guess, Sky is the one who approved my audition, so shout out to Sky for that too, so,
hell yeah.
yeah,
That's amazing. Yeah.
yeah,
That's cool. So you do have a supportive wife, partner.
very much so. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is she doing social media stuff as well, or?
She has an account, but she doesn't post like that. She's just a regular person, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
She has a regular job and stuff.
That's cool. That's cool. That's amazing. How did being on set feel compared to creating your own content?
I loved it. It was so cool. I compare it to stand-up comedy. It's like, what path do I wanna pursue?
Yeah.
And, I had no idea what it would be like, but on set, it was so much fun. I was like, "This is way better than doing stand-up," because 'cause I've done stand-up before,
Yeah.
and acting just is way cooler. You get to hang out with people, and I
It's
don't
more
know.
collaborative,
Yeah, yeah,
less.
yeah.
Yeah, and
That's a good way to put it.
you can kind of feed off the energy or the performance of your scene partner.
Mhm.
It is fun. Stand up
Yeah,
freaks me out, dude. Stand up freaks me out. Like just
yeah.
standing up there by yourself,
Mhm.
saying words
Yeah,
that you wrote and hoping that it lands with people.
right.
Um, is
Yeah, it's
that
a rush.
did you I think I read that as well. You did some stand up early on the
Mhm.
West Coast?
Yeah, yeah, a little bit. Mhm. I've done some here in Illinois too, but
Yeah. Were you originally from the West Coast? Is that
yeah, I'm from Oregon. Mhm.
Oh, no shit. Nice,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah. I'm in Northern California, so yeah.
Cool, okay.
Yeah. 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 No, that's cool, man. Yeah, it's yeah, I do enjoy. I got into acting. So when I was 21, I moved to Los Angeles to pursue acting. I thought I was going to be the next thing to save Hollywood. And yeah, it was a little bit freaky. The thing that always freaked me out were monologues. And so like up in
Oh.
up in front of an acting class, just shaking, sweating. I much
Mhm.
preferred scenes with other people because it took the focus off of me. That was one thing that was never trying to pursue. Was I was never the guy that wanted to have all the attention. I just wanted to kind of be a part of something really cool. But yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, those were, yeah, monologues, man. Yeah, the bane of my existence. In fact, auditioning was a nightmare because of that very fact, because
Oh,
all eyeballs were on me, and I was like, I don't want that. I just put me in the movie and I'll
right.
it's like, oh my God. That's why I got into producing, because I don't have to audition for my films. I'm not
Right,
gonna
right.
I'm not gonna put myself in the as the lead necessarily, but it's like
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in the movie.
Oh, yeah, you got the part.
I got the part. Yeah, yeah. Write myself a little text messages. Be like,
Yeah.
I'm really happy to announce that you got the part. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But are did you take any acting classes or anything like that?
No, I never took any acting classes, but I took, an online, Second City 101 class. I don't know,
Yeah.
I didn't get a whole lot out of it, probably because it was online, and I'm just, like, in my
Yeah.
basement, like
Right.
like, "This is
Yeah.
not cool."
You're like, I'm how old acting like this right now? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, but actually you get to live out your childhood dreams, which is amazing. But
Yeah.
about like Second City and even Groundlings, I did Groundlings in Los Angeles. And I don't know, it feels a little bit like a puppy mill.
Okay.
Like it feels like they're I don't know. I don't know what you'd have to do to really stand out in a group like that, but it felt like they were willing to take your tuition, and there wasn't a whole lot that you got out of it that you couldn't get elsewhere, except you could say, "Oh, I graduated from Groundlings." And like the thing with Groundlings is, after a few years, you're either promoted to their kind of troupe, that gets to perform, or
Yeah.
you're not. And so you spent these
Right.
years there, and now you're no longer, it's like you're not going to perform on their stage. And it's like, but
Yeah,
why did
that's
you let me
harsh.
go all the way through that? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an interesting time. And I wonder, it's like early on, probably when they first got started, like, because there's so many wonderful, so talented people that came out of those groups that, transformed comedy as we know it, is when we were growing up.
Yeah.
But, so obviously there is something there, but I wonder if it kind of just got a little bit, you know, corrupted, or I don't know what it is, but it seems like it was about the
Mhm.
money. That's what it was.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
you know,
Probably.
yeah. But yeah, it's all good. Groundlings, Second City, amazing. So
Yeah, yeah. Shout
uh
out.
hell yeah. Um and you've had a chance to go to some of the screenings for Infernal.
Yeah, mhm.
Um, do you? I imagine that you had some pretty cool fan interactions, and it's like, how is that for you? Do you I'm not like huge on all the attention on me, but
Mhm.
how are you in those situations where you get noticed, or interacting with real fans that absolutely love what you do?
Yeah, I love it. I love that part of it. Everyone that I've met has been really cool. I do get, hate comments, but I don't get any hate comments in real life, which is
Good.
nice so
Yeah.
far. But yeah, going to those screenings, I went to the one in Vegas and I went to the one in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So much fun to see the people come out, and, it was Indianapolis was the first time I ever, like, sat at a table with, like, pictures of myself on the table too. That was really freaking cool. I didn't
That's
sell
cool.
any, but it was still tight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you sign autographs and stuff, or?
I take pictures, like, people I'll go to Walmart and have to take a picture with a fan, like, not have to, but get to,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, yeah,
But not so many autographs. Maybe that's
yeah.
just because everyone has a cell phone and a picture's better, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. A picture's worth 1,000 words,
Yeah.
so that's a lot of autographs.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I mean, that's gotta be kinda neat, you know?
I
And,
love it.
I mean, do you bring, like, swag or anything like that to the shows?
The Infernal screenings, I didn't the first time because I had no idea.
Yeah.
Sky was like, "You didn't bring anything?" I was like, "I don't know. Never
Yeah,
done this before."
yeah.
But,
Oh,
in Indianapolis, I brought some stickers and some pictures to autograph and stuff. And
yeah.
shirts. I did sell some shirts. That was really cool.
See? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I was gonna say, because Sky's the king of merch, like, just getting your brand out there, and,
In
you know
Indianapolis, he had action figures. I was like, "Whoa, dude."
what? Like
Yeah, from,
Greasy
Greasy
Strangler?
Strangler. Mhm. Yeah.
Whoa, that's cool. That's
Yeah. I
cool.
was like, "Dang."
Yeah. Have you seen his new film yet? The Ebony and Ivory?
No, I haven't.
Have you
Is it
seen
on Amazon?
not yet. Have you seen the
Oh, okay.
trailer for it?
I have seen the trailer. Yeah, it looks insane.
Oh my god. Yeah, he called me like last year sometime and was like, "Yeah, I've got a new movie coming out, and it's directed by Jim Cummings, Hoskins, and it's about he told me, he's like, it's about John Lennon and Stevie Wonder." I was like, "Which one I know? Like, you're John Lennon, or Paul McCartney, sorry."
Yeah, yeah.
And Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder. And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Do you do a British accent at all?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Oh my god!" And I know it's going to be wild.
Yeah.
Same director as Greasy Strangler. What's the? Is it a Night with Beverly Loughlin? Um, that title for that film is so long, and I never get it right. But
Oh,
amazing films, like, just, I don't know, like, I don't know what your sensibilities are for film, but mine are kind of like, I want weird, and I want something that I wouldn't normally see, in a
sure.
theater. But there's a fine line between, let's say, like Greasy Strangler, and an independent film, which, it's like, oh my God, this was obviously made with a camcorder, and a bunch of
Mhm.
buddies getting together and making it. And it's like, yeah, I don't know, like, there's a noticeable difference, and not to knock that, because everyone needs to start somewhere, but that's kind of like, I don't know, I just want something that moves me, and I don't feel like I
Mhm.
I necessarily get that from a lot of the fare that is out there, and
Right.
I'm happy to say that Infernal meets the better side of that spectrum, and it's a really fun film, like, the
Yeah.
effects. Clint Hummel as the devil is
Oh,
just
dude.
amazing.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was really cool. How was it? I mean, working on set, what was the energy like?
The energy was fun. It was really cool. It was a good hang. Um, man, I thought I came in thinking, "Oh, 2,000,000 followers. I'm gonna be alright." I was like, "Oh, shit."
Yeah,
When I
yeah,
got there. Everyone's so good.
yeah,
And so I was kinda like, once I figured that out, I was sitting there like, "Oh god, what are my lines?" Trying to, like,
yeah,
make sure I didn't suck in front of these people. They're so good. Every
yeah.
single one of them.
Have you
Poncho
had
Molar.
Oh, yeah, Poncho Moeller, he's great. Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, just
The movie
heavyweights,
is
man.
wild. The movie is wild. It's so good, and there's so many good practical effects as well.
Mhm.
That was so much
Yeah.
fun. My God.
I
Speaking about lines and stuff, did you ever have you had experience with that at all? Like having to learn lines for stuff?
Uh, a little bit. Back in, like, the early 2000s, I had an agent, and I was doing, like, industrial, like, training videos for companies in Portland. So I had to learn some, like, technical language, all, like,
Yeah.
verbatim and stuff.
Yeah.
And I hated it. I hated it. So, that's when I was like, I'm done doing this. I'm just gonna do my own stuff, YouTube and all that stuff."
Yeah.
And, now I'm back into doing, like, more professional type stuff, I guess,
Yeah, dude.
which is cool. More
Oh
fun
yeah.
stuff, though.
Yeah. Well, you get a chance to learn and grow and tap into skills that you didn't know that you had.
Right, yeah, that's true.
And I think that getting thrown into the deep end is the best thing that can happen to you, as far as having to learn quick without
Mhm.
overthinking it, like that's the way to do it for sure. I had an experience where I got this audition and it was for an instruction DVD or video, and it was for a company called Safe Racks, and you can actually buy them in Costco today still. And I'm the
Oh,
guy
okay.
that tells you how to put it together, like 13 years
Oh,
later, and
nice. That's
it's
cool.
to this day my best performing video. It's got like over 500,000 views,
Whoa, okay.
um, but I remember when I went in for the audition, and then they called me afterwards, and they were like, how do you feel about reading off of a teleprompter? Like, do you have experience with that? And I lied, and I was like, oh yeah, easy.
Whoa.
And so then on the day of, and I'm thinking, oh sweet, like I'm gonna have a teleprompter. I'm not gonna have to like learn the lines. And I still was, went over it because I didn't know how good my eyes, like how clear the words and stuff were going to be.
Mhm.
And there is a skill, like you can go to classes that teach you how to read teleprompters.
Oh.
And because, the trick is so that your eyes aren't like going from side to side, like you're reading. And so
Uh-huh.
you basically have to kind of use your peripheral vision in order to read the words on the edge.
Oh,
And
dang, I didn't realize that.
yeah, and so I spent 8 hours in this warehouse, filming with these racks on a ladder and going through, and there was a couple spots where it was just my hands, but they had the microphone up to my mouth
Um,
and I had to explain what was on the table, and I'm like, "Oh my god." And so, like, I think I got saved by the bell because it was like, "Okay, lunch." I didn't eat anything. I just went over and read all of what I was supposed to say where I wasn't going to have a teleprompter.
oh,
And
man.
yeah, I had to learn that stuff so fast, but I don't know. I think if you watched it, I don't think you could tell that I was reading a teleprompter. And I was
Oh,
like,
that's good.
hell yeah. But talk about
Nice.
getting just thrown into the deep end,
Man,
you
yeah.
know? And
Yeah.
yeah, even on Dresden Sun, I got to do the scene with an amazing actor. His name is Linus Roach, and he played Thomas Wayne in Batman Begins at the very beginning of
Oh,
Nolan's film. He was on Law and Order. He was in Vikings on the History Channel for a few seasons. Just in everything, Homeland. He's a very accomplished actor, and I was in a scene with him, and I'm also producing this movie. So I'm having to take care of all this other stuff, and my day is up where I'm going to be on camera, and I'm literally learning my lines right there in my seat. I was like,
oh, damn.
and he's like, he's British. He was like, Tyler, do you mind if we run the scene a few times? I was like, absolutely. And I surprised the hell out of myself. And a
Whoa.
lot of it's just reacting to your partner,
Mhm.
and if you know what the scene is about, and you have to kind of know your lines, but in that moment everything just kind of clicked and it just locked it in. And so then when it was, roll camera, I was ready to rock and roll. you know?
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a tricky thing. I don't think there's anything natural about being on camera. That's another thing. It's like, how am I supposed to be
Right.
in front of this thing? And I always say that. It's like there's just nothing natural about it. But,
Mhm.
somehow we end up doing it.
Yeah, it's like mental gymnastics or something.
It is. It
Trying
is.
to forget and then
Yeah.
remembering your lines.
Yeah. Was there a learning curve for you? Like even being down in your basement with your cell phone, whatever you
Mhm.
filmed on, was there a bit of a learning curve to be comfortable in front of the camera?
Um, I don't know, because I've been doing it even since I was a kid with a camcorder, stuff that
Yeah.
no one will ever see because it's been erased and re-recorded a zillion times. I'm 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 used to being on camera. Um, I don't know if how good I was though, just at anything else like, I can be on camera, but I don't think I was that good at what I was doing. I was just, like, totally delusional, and then, like, my, skill caught up
Yeah.
to, my delusion, I think.
What do you mean delusional?
Where it's like, you think you're so good when you're a kid and you're doing this stuff and you're obsessed with it, but looking back at some of my older stuff, I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I know why it didn't happen for me back then."
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I I completely agree with the delusion that we are something, and you see stuff play back and you're just like, "Oh my god." But I blame my family and friends for saying, "Oh, he's so cute. You're so funny."
Mhm.
And
Right,
it just
right.
set me on this path, man.
Yeah.
And, I finally started pursuing it when I was 21, but yeah, it's so crazy. So
Mhm.
crazy. Any interest in doing like live theater at all?
Theater? I really like theater and I'll never say no, but there's just so many avenues that you
Yeah.
can take with comedy. It's like I know I can't do them all.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. And you're doing well with what you're doing. It's like it is different. I mean, yeah, you'd be giving up a lot. Theater, it's a vortex of time that you don't get back. You're in
Mhm.
rehearsal for 3 months, and you're there, 6-7 hours a day, and just
Right, right.
running stuff, and it's like very, very time intensive.
Oh, sure.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I uh I have a funny what was my second play that I ever did, and it was called Bye Bye Birdie, and I was Conrad Birdie, and who's basically like an Elvis character. It was a
Okay.
musical, and so my dad, who isn't like he's not into the arts at all. He's a musician, but not into the arts at all.
Hmm.
But never he actually did introduce me to the drums. So, started playing drums when I was really young. But he comes to this play and it's at a college here in town. And, there's like 600 people in the audience. And I'm singing like Elvis up on this stage. And afterwards, he was like literally scratching his head. He's like, you never sang ever in your life, like not in the shower, like how did you, what? He was so confused. But what he didn't know was when um I would go to work with my mom some days, and when we drive home we'd turn on the oldies station and we would just blast the oldies and sing them, and
Oh, cool.
also when I was younger, I went to church, and the hymns are very singable, and you can work on your
Mhm.
harmonies. You can
Right.
you can do all sorts of stuff. But
Uh-huh.
I was like, yeah, yeah, you didn't go to church with us, and you weren't in the car with us when mom and I were singing. But
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
yeah, but those are
Surprise.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But okay, so let's see here. Have you so during your time of figuring out that you could break free kind of the algorithm and do your own video, have you ever been able to like your own characters, let's say? were you ever able to pinpoint something about that particular method that made your videos go viral, or is it simpler than that? Like,
Um,
just be yourself, or what I'm trying to do is like, I'm sure there's people, I know for a fact that there's just people that are like, how do I do what you do? You know,
mhm.
and so I'm trying to get some insight into that process. Like, yeah, does that make sense at all? Was that a question?
I think so. Yeah, I think I can answer that. Um, so when stopped doing trends and started doing my own stuff, I was giving the world basically something that nobody else could give them.
Mm,
I sort of became the trend instead of chasing the trends. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like you're not. This is the only place you're gonna get these characters, like in this way that I'm doing them.
yeah,
And wait, there was another point I had too that I thought of real quick. Um, I don't know, but yeah, just that was pretty much it.
like
Just giving them
really,
some original stuff.
yeah, original, pull from life experiences. There is, like, the saying, especially for filmmakers, it's, film what you know, or actually for writers, it's write what you know. But for filmmakers, it's, film with what you got. So I think for
Mhm.
social media, it's actually kind of an amalgam of those two things, where it's, create the characters essentially, write, if that's how you prepare for a character, uh, people that but then also film with what you got, like cell phone.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's a lot of gear chasing out there, and everyone needs to have the biggest and best thing. And it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, you can actually do it with very, very little. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of evidence for that. You
And the
know,
other thing I've learned is give yourself a zillion chances to do this. Like post all the time, throw
mm,
all kinds of stuff at the wall because you never know what's gonna work.
yeah,
And
yeah,
people do one thing and then they give up, and it's like, no, you should be thinking about this and working at it every day.
yeah.
If you want to do this for a living, you have to keep going. You gotta
10,000
figure it out.
hours.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
You never know.
yeah. And how long does it usually take for, let's say, like one video for you,
Oh,
from like inception to clicking post?
I would say that writing it takes like hmm, it could take an hour. Sometimes it takes less, a half an hour. And then filming it takes maybe 20 minutes to make sure because I'll film the same clip a bunch of times until I'm like, okay, it's perfect. Or if it
Yeah,
starts to change from how it was on the paper, I'll chase that down and see if I can make it funnier. And so like I said, about 20 minutes for that. Editing's like another 15, 10, 15 minutes, and then boom, ready to go.
yeah.
So
So
about an hour
so you
or
really
about hour
try
and a
not
half.
to overthink it.
Right. Yeah, yeah. And sometimes I'll watch my video back once it's already online and be like, "Oh, I wish I could edit that one again." Or like, "Oh, I should have put this clip at the beginning." I don't know.
Yeah.
But you just keep going.
It seems like beyond, if you're trying to, make money doing it, like making something that fast, posting it. And I'm talking to, some of the filmmakers that are out there that are listening to this podcast, is, we get stuck in this kind of perfectionism. And I was talking to another I was talking to a VFX guy, Jason Sperling, a couple weeks ago, and he was hung up, for a long time. 13 years it took him to make his short film that in 3 weeks had over 600,000 views. Once
Whoa.
he finished it and released it, and he told us on this podcast that, it was he had a block. He wanted it to be right. He didn't think that it was like it was finished yet. And his friends
Mhm.
were just like, dude, just put it out there, And I think we get stuck in that. I personally am absolutely ravaged by that sort of perfectionism, which is ironic because I'm the least perfectionist person. But, when it comes to sharing something that I'm working on, it really is hard. I took a hiatus on this podcast for a couple years because I was like, I don't know what I want this thing to be, and
Mhm.
and I would just, eventually I would just get fed up and I'd just make something and put it out there, even though I knew that it wasn't really what I want this podcast to be yet. But I'm like, that's episode 1, let's say. But, and as I get further and further into it, I kind of mold it into this thing that I want it to be. And eventually it'll be its full form and working,
Mhm.
and, but yeah, you just can't get there unless you do create a lot. And so back to my point is that creating, like the way that you're creating, is such an exercise on like not being hung up on anything. There's no writer's block. There's no editor's block. You're just get it out there and on to the next one,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
yeah, it's such a trap. It's like, and it's interesting to hear you say that, like when you see it up online and be like, oh, I wish I could go back and edit that. I
Yeah,
wish I
yeah.
could go back and
Mhm.
edit it, but good on you.
Mhm.
Just leave it. Move on to the next one. You got
Right.
bigger fish
Mhm.
to fry. You got some more videos to make,
Yeah. Mhm.
And yeah, that's interesting. I never kind of put those pieces together before, but it is an exercise for filmmakers to, like for, let's say, short films, to just make your short film. And it
Mhm.
doesn't matter if it's good or bad, just make it, because, you never know.
Right,
and
you never
and that
know.
way it frees up your brain activity to make your next one, you know.
Mhm.
So, and I've said this a bunch on here, is that I'm usually projecting my own stuff that I'm dealing with. And as I was saying that, I have a short film that I've been not making for a couple years. And it's just like, all the signs are just like, go out and do it, dude.
Right, yeah.
You got to. You got
I
to.
know.
Yeah.
Life is short.
Life is short.
You gotta
This
do
is
your
very true.
stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have fun doing it.
Mhm.
Um, is, back to the social media thing. So is it a a falsity to say that social media is either oversaturated or saturated? Like some people get turned off when, they're doom scrolling and someone's like, don't post on TikTok anymore. It's just too saturated. Like you'll never catch ground.
Right.
But it, I don't know. I'm gonna let you answer the question.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people making videos now, so and in a sense, it probably is saturated, but not with, great stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of people doing sort of, I don't know, I don't wanna say mediocre stuff, but
Yeah.
stuff that where they're sorta in, like, the beginning of act 2 of their journey,
Yeah.
if they take it all the way to the top, but so, yeah, I wouldn't be discouraged by any of these platforms. You
Yeah.
don't know how their algorithm works, nobody does, like, I wouldn't not post on something because it's saturated,
Yeah. Right.
like, no, just do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like they kind of have built in um, you know, uh like groups, like I'll be scrolling through TikTok and I come across book talk, and it's people that talk about books, and it's like, well,
Mhm.
how that doesn't seem like a very saturated, and
Right.
if you're into books, like you probably have a good chance of, if you can, be interesting and authentic, you might be able to catch some ground there, you
Yeah,
know,
and that's the other thing, it's saturated with, audience too. There's a lot of people out there
a
that wanna
lot of
watch your
people.
stuff. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the scary part. There's so many people on social media.
Yeah.
Um, do you have any opinion? Well, actually, I have a question I always ask at the end. I'm gonna hold it in. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag too soon on that one. But okay, if TikTok were to disappear, does that scare you? Do you have a fallback? Like, what's the plan? Because there's
Mm,
talk that TikTok is going to go away. Is it the end of the year or beginning
I
of
don't
next year?
know. I haven't heard.
I heard something where I forget what the company. Uh, they're basically copying. I mean, like literally, they're copying the code of TikTok, moving it out of China, and they're putting it. in the US. So that's a US controlled entity, and it's called like M or something, or Q, like I forget what it is. And yeah, I don't, yeah, I think I'm like 99% sure that that's the news that I read, because it was after um, the current administration has been like pushing the TikTok ban. But I guess, you
Okay.
know, what were you doing when the first like deadline was coming up on the TikTok ban? Like that must have
I
been a
was
little bit.
fine. I was fine. I have other platforms I post on, and
Yeah.
even if I have worst case scenario, oh, I have to go work at Burger King or something.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'll do it happily. I've worked my whole life up until a couple of years ago, and I'm still going to make videos.
Yeah.
Like I'm not scared about that at all. I think a lot of other people will be really screwed over. People who only have an audience on TikTok and can't stomach that kind of adversity, but
Yeah.
bring it. Ooh, I think I might even like it. I don't know why. Let's go.
Let's go. It's a nice little challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's an amazing mindset. That is really cool. Yeah. Cause,
Yeah.
and that's, yeah. Yeah. You're going to be just fine.
For sure. I think so.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. It's, yeah. Yeah. I just I don't like, all the doom and gloom that goes around. It's like things change, like,
Mhm.
what was it?
Right.
6 years ago? There was no TikTok,
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
True.
world was just fine, you know?
Mhm.
And yeah, but like with TikTok, there's also like how does the monetary stuff work with TikTok? Like do you get paid like per click, or like I don't even know how that works.
Yeah, it's pretty vague. You get paid per view, but you don't get paid the same amount per view per video. Some videos you'll get, I don't know, you'll make like per million views, you'll make like $800, and then some videos per million views, you'll make like $300 based on the user or the viewer activity during the video, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Huh.
I just post stuff that cracks me up and just hope for the best.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. I can't
Yeah.
think about that other kind of stuff,
Yeah.
but as
Yeah, I
long as my
imagine.
wife's happy.
Was it, yeah, exactly. Was it ever like, did you like when you got your first big check, was like, holy shit? And then you get the same, like, imagine this is what you're explaining is you'd put out this like videos that perform better, or even just as good as that first one. And you're like, oh shit, I'm going to have a nice check come in. And then it's like a quarter.
Yeah,
Does
yeah,
that
that
happen?
happens.
That
Oh,
happens.
sure. Yeah, it goes up and down all the time.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a little scary. More so,
Yeah.
like I said, for my wife than for me, but
Right.
uh
Yeah.
it is
Like,
what it
yeah.
is. We live in we moved to the Midwest, so everything's cheaper around here. We don't have a mortgage or rent or anything, so that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. It gives us some flexibility for those weird times.
Hell yeah. Um, what are your goals for the next 5 years? What's your career looking like?
Well, I'd like to keep being in movies, and
Yeah.
I've been writing a movie too. I got all
Really?
these like note cards and crap, trying to figure
Hell
out.
yeah.
Yeah, I've never done this before, so I've had to like learn how to write actual stories and stuff and plot points and
Yeah.
all that stuff and characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Ha-
I'd like to make my own movies. That'd be cool.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell
Yeah,
yeah. That's amazing. That was going
thanks.
to be a question that I had. It's
Oh,
like,
really? Okay.
yeah. I mean, do you want to get into directing, or do you want to stick with the writing and then being in it? Or,
I'd like to do all three or
yeah.
everything I can do. For this movie, I have a feeling I'm gonna have to do a lot of stuff because it's my very first one and
Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna have like my kid holding a boom mic.
Hell yeah. Yes. Make
Yeah.
it a family affair.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's sick, man. I love that. I love that for you. And my theory is that people that are versed and able to make their own projects it's the future of indie films. And when you have a built-in audience, you have 2 million people and another 400,000 on Instagram and
Mhm.
another what, how many ever thousands over on YouTube that will absolutely, you could bank on 1% of those people, paying $5 to watch your movie, you know?
Sure.
And so it's
Yeah.
like, dude, that's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
I
And
know, I'm
so
lucky.
it's yeah, and there is a learning curve, but you've already got that spirit of, you're up for the challenge, you
Mhm.
got that spirit. And so
Oh, yeah.
you've got the drive to do it. And yeah, dude, find some people, anybody, that can, that has a little some sort of a camera. As you make more films, you're going to meet great actors, that'll do a favor for
Yeah.
you, and
Mhm.
yeah, I can't wait to see your movies, dude. Are they kind of based
Thanks.
around, is this one based around a character that you're doing, or?
It's not. It's sort of, it's adjacent to junior, I think, but not quite junior.
Yeah, senior.
Yeah. Right, right, senior.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great, man. That's so
Thanks.
cool. Yeah, don't stop writing. I know, yeah. You, man, yeah, writing can be pretty daunting, but it's like it's really satisfying once you finish it and you can read it all the way through, and then you get a table read with some friends, just your friends, your neighbors, like just read it. Like,
Mhm.
okay, you're senior, you're junior,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
let's just read it through.
Yeah, that'll be
Um,
fun.
it's really cool to hear your words come to fruition.
Mhm.
That was a question I asked. I just interviewed my business partner, Michael Ryan. He's the director of Dresden Sun. And I asked him, I was like, that must be a trip to see like Christina Ricci saying words that you wrote, and here you are directing her. And he was like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I
Yeah.
love Christina Ricci so much.
She's great. I had such a crush on her when I was very young. And, Casper, I watched Casper so many times, Adam's
Oh,
Family.
yeah. Oh,
Um,
dude.
One of my favorite films of hers, Black Snake Moan, with Samuel
Okay.
Jackson. Have you ever seen
Uh-huh.
that?
I saw it one time back when it came out.
Yeah. Yeah. It was the music, it was a vibe. It was a whole vibe thing for me when it came out. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh my God, this is insane. This is so
Yeah,
cool.
she's so good. Yeah. When I was a
Yeah.
kid, my room was covered in pictures of her. Like, I
Wow.
was deep. I was
Yeah.
deep in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
had those Bop and BB magazines. I think those are mostly for girls, but I was like, Christina Ricci's in them, so I have to get
Yeah. Dude, that's rad. Yeah, I was a
Yeah.
Alicia Silverstone. So
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
early on. Yeah.
Have you seen she's on TikTok?
No.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Is she?
she's making videos, yeah.
She's doing good?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, people like her.
might have to pop in, say hey.
Yeah. Mhm.
um, do you think, going back to your success, was this a manifestation of yours?
I think so.
Because I read
Yeah.
something where you just knew that this was gonna be, as long as you just stayed the course
Mhm.
and just
Yeah,
kept
yeah.
going.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't know if it would happen in my lifetime. I pictured people, like, dusting off my old videos like, "Whoa, what the
And
hell was this guy about?" Right.
holy shit. Yeah. What a
But, yeah, I
shame that
knew it
would
would
be.
happen. I know.
No, I'm glad that you get to experience it, and that you get to enjoy your time, and
Thanks,
yeah,
me too.
yeah,
Oh,
hell
yeah.
yeah. So the last question that I ask on this podcast is Hollywood dead? But I know you just completed your first film, but you love movies, you kind of see the success of social media, um, and there seems to be a real competition with Hollywood, like what I would say like studio Hollywood films with social media. But is there is is the old way of Hollywood dead?
Ooh, well, I'm not too educated on those issues, but I from what I can gather from my position is it's maybe not dead, but changing, like, it's going through some kind of a metamorphosis.
Yeah.
And, well, hmm, Hollywood as an industry, not looking too good, but films in general, I think, are just fine. People want to see movies still, and I don't know. There's a lot more options than just whatever is coming out of Hollywood. I guess is what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say.
Yeah, it does feel like before, like especially obviously before, let's even say before the internet, like all eyeballs, you, were at the theater,
Hmm.
before going home and watching it, on NBC or ABC or something like that, or HBO. But it's like, yeah, it does seem like, the competition for eyeballs, certainly is forcing the issue of, well, you better change. Like why would you
Yeah,
make a $250 million movie when you could give 10 filmmakers 25 million bucks, to go and make something cool, um, and put our creator friends in those movies because it's free
yeah.
advertising,
Oh, sure.
um, but no, that's a good answer. And I knew that it would be kind of awkward of a, it's like, I don't want you to throw, I didn't want to throw you under the bus where some Hollywood exec is going to be like, man, I used to love him, but God damn, he got
Yeah,
him out
yeah.
Hollywood.
Right.
No, it is a tricky question, but it's not meant to be like defaming Hollywood. I care so much,
Mhm.
and, my buddy and I always say Hollywood is a dream factory, and that's not dead. Like, making films is obviously not dead, competing for eyeballs and stuff. I think filmmakers got to get creative, like with, I hope that your involvement in Infernal, helps Infernal succeed because, it's like you do have a built-in audience, and that is certainly worth something. Not only to the filmmakers that casted you, but also to you, and so to be able to get work, and because acting is fun. Being on movie sets is addicting. It's like summer camp, it's like you get to be there with your friends and just goof off and have fun. And, so yeah, but it's certainly changing. I totally agree with you on that. But, luckily we have filmmakers like Eric that are making really rad movies like Infernal. Is there any
Yeah.
timetable on a release for the film?
That I'm not sure. From what I understand, they're still trying to get distribution for it,
Okay.
so they can't just put it up
Yeah.
put it up online or whatever.
Yep.
I can't wait though. I can't wait to show it to my friends and stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to be able to do that.
Yeah.
you know, Rent out a little movie theater and or have a movie night or something. I mean,
Yeah,
actually I would
something.
say go see it on a big screen somewhere because it's one
Yeah,
of those films you certainly want to experience it with the most people possible.
right. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's rad.
yeah. Yeah, it was so much fun.
Hell yeah, man. Where can people find you? It's a silly
Just
question.
online. If you go to just type in Steve Bridges
Yeah.
wherever,
Not
you'll
the
get
George
me.
Bush Steve Bridges.
Yeah, not that guy, not that guy.
Yeah, yeah.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Yeah, great
Yeah.
comedian.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
sweet man. Well, dude, it was great. I'll be following along with Infernal, and I hope you get some more acting roles.
Hell yeah, I appreciate it, Tyler.
Yeah,
It's good
man.
hanging out with you.
Likewise.
Yeah.